Is Mike Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor with Internal Revenue Service. Welcome to my YouTube station. It's the home of the 5-minute or less video. I don't need a fancy suit. I don't need books. I don't need to read a script. My son just said fire away, and that's what I've been doing for the last 2 years. Thank you for my 4,800 subscribers. I tell you like it is with complete honesty. I've worked at the IRS for a decade. I've been doing this for 4 decades. I have been doing this work for 50 years, and yes, I am a national expert in all IRS resolution matters. I have a whole bunch of former IRS agents. Some of you may have seen me on television. You can look at my interviews and my staff at 777irs.com. Whatever I tell you is the truth, no bullshit. We've been doing this too long, so you'll hear the truth from me. We got a lot of work here, so I'm not trying to sell you on what I do, but we're really good, and I only take cases in which I can help people. I do these videos for 3 reasons: to educate you, to inform you, and to make sure you don't get ripped off really by other people. So anyway, today what I want to talk about is settling IRS payroll tax debt, and is it possible, and how do you settle IRS tax debt? Half of you are going to contemplate hiring somebody, and the other half of you are going to think, gee, can I do this myself? So I'm going to answer that question. I have worked 10,000 cases, okay? If it's a small tax debt and you want to try to settle your debt and you don't owe a lot of money, you can give it a shot. If you owe a lot of money and you want to settle your debt with IRS, you're going to have a tough time doing that without paying a professional. I'm not telling you this to BS you. I'm just really telling you the truth. Now I'm going to tell you what's required if you want to do it yourself, or if you hire us, I want to tell you the process. To settle IRS tax debt, the first thing, pardon me, I've had potato chips. I love my potato chips, just saying, eating my potato chips. Anyway, you need to make sure all your tax returns are filed, both personal and business. 941s, corporate returns, W-3s, W-2s, 1040s. As a former IRS revenue officer, when I knocked on doors, first thing I asked 2 questions: are all your returns filed, and are you at least up to date? Have you start making tax deposits? The answer has to be yes for both of those. If you want to settle your debt, or if you owe current 941 debt, IRS will not, they're going to come down on you if you haven't filed. Don't be afraid to file. You got to file. File your damn tax returns and start making tax deposits. Even if it's this quarter, this week, make a federal tax deposit. IRS wants to know you're going to be current in compliance. What IRS wants to do is, if you're current, they can just work on the back debt and they're really happy. That's what you have to do. The next thing they're going to do is they're going to take 2 financial statements. They're going to take a 433B, which is the IRS business financial statement, and the 433A, the personal statement. They look at both your personal and business if they consider settling your IRS back payroll tax debt. They're going to look at both entities, you and the business. They're going to look at bank statements. They're going to look at canceled checks. They want to make sure really you are a candidate for an offer and compromise to settle your debt. If you're not an offer candidate, then you're going to go ahead and be a payment agreement. IRS is going to dig deep into 2 things, just so you know: your assets, and they're going to look at your current monthly income statement to make sure you don't have extra money to pay the IRS debt. So what are they looking for? They're looking for, so if you have any disposable assets and you want to settle your debt, you're going to have to at least make your offer based on your liquidity or whatever you have. So if if your business and your personal have, say, 25 in your business, 25 in your personal, you have assets of those, that is going to be your base settlement with IRS. IRS is going to want at least $50,000. They're going to add both together. Then IRS is going to dig into your statements, and they're going to find out if you have any money left over to go ahead and work out a payment agreement based on what you have left over, or you can do an offer and compromise. There's a formula that IRS has for the offer. You can go ahead and look at my other videos. Anyway, don't be afraid to file your tax return. If you want a consultation, I can do it, but do not, if you're going to hire a company, please listen to me, please make sure if you pick up the phone, you're not calling us, you're speaking to a tax attorney, a CPA, or an enrolled agent. If you are not, you're talking to a salesman who does not know what the hell they're doing. 90% of all the companies you call, you're going to speak to a salesman, because the people at the back end only work cases. They're not engaged in the initial conversation. So if you hire somebody than us, make sure it's an attorney, a CPA, or enrolled agent. Why? Those are the only people licensed to speak to the Internal Revenue Service. Be careful if you hire a big tax resolution firm. You're going to pay thousands of dollars more. If this was good, leave me a subscription. I'd appreciate it, only because YouTube likes those subscriptions. You're welcome to give me comments, ask me questions. You want to call us, you'll see our information below. Thank you so much.